Elon Musk had his 3-hour interview with Trump on X, and he got very direct with voters in a way that was really shocking to me. I want to show that moment for you right here.
I call myself, historically a moderate Democrat. So this is to people out there who are in the moderate camp to say, I think you should support Donald Trump for president. And I think it's actually a very important junction in the road, and we're in deep trouble if it goes the other way.
So I never would have thought that Elon Musk would have been so overtly supportive of Trump like this. If you had asked me a decade ago, Elon Musk, I don't know if he talked a ton about Donald Trump, but he certainly wasn't a big fan of the guy. I know the left likes to pretend that Elon Musk is some far right-wing guy, but just a few years ago, you have to remember that Elon Musk was like the champion of climate change, of the climate change movement. He was loved like Mark Zuckerberg, like Jeff Bezos on the left. I mean, this was just like a standard billionaire that the left loves, because the left loves billionaires. They love them. Despite saying that they want to tax the billionaires, they absolutely love them. But then Elon Musk made the colossal mistake of ticking off the leftist cult when he realized that they might have gone too far. And I've showed this clip on the show before, but the reason, what he says was the reason why he kind of shifted and kind of got disaffected by the left, is when I think it was his daughter, transitioned, and he was tricked into signing papers to allow her to transition. And I think that really opened his eyes. I mean, he's talked about that's really opened his eyes to the craziness of the left. And now he still considers himself a liberal, but because he decided to buy Twitter and show the censorship going on there and vow to make it a free marketplace of ideas, the left hates him. Because as I've said before, I literally said it yesterday, the only way they can succeed is if they have no competition in the online space. If they have no competition, they're good because their ideas suck. I mean, their ideas, they cannot survive in a free marketplace of ideas because it is not based in truth. But if there's no competition, if there's no truth going out there, then of course they can win. And so when Elon Musk destroyed that and bought Twitter, immediately they were, he went on their bad list. So the left's only solution was to paint Musk as a radical, which he's just not. I mean, I'm sorry. Again, this is the guy who has like championed EVs. Most conservatives, I'm not saying conservatives are against EVs, but your average conservative ain't super into EVs. They just don't care. They like their Mustangs. They like their Corvettes. So when Musk comes out so zealously for Trump, it surprises me. And it's clear that this man who is afraid, this man, Elon Musk, is afraid of what 4 more years of what we've been having is going to look like. I think a lot of people are. And Kamala Harris is painting this picture as if it's going to be different, which is weird considering she's complicit in the last 4 years. I don't know why people would believe that it's going to change, but unfortunately, people are believing it. It's why I keep saying if you're a Republican, you have to fight harder than ever before. Trump has to campaign harder and better than he has ever fought before. Kind of this talk about the polls being wrong, it's not helpful if you are a Republican, because you need to act like you're 20 points behind always. Even if the polls are wrong and Trump is actually ahead, it does not matter. We need a blowout victory against Kamala Harris. If it's close, it's going to be a nightmare. If you're worried about election interference, by the way, we need a plan to combat it. It's one of my longest standing critiques of Trump. This is something that's been very frustrating to me about him. He talks about an election interference in 2020, but then he never told us how to overcome it in 2024. And that's really troublesome to me, because if he really believes in election interference, then why is he even running if he knows that it's going to stop him? If he knows that they're just going to cheat, why is he running in 2024 without a plan? And so I've offered some suggestions, like having GOP volunteers at every voting booth, not in the booth, of course, but there to make sure that there's no, people filling out, other things. I've talked about how the GOP needs to get really serious in state legislatures about passing voter ID laws, which are actually very, very moderate, and people mostly are in support of them. I think a lot more states could pass them. And also Republicans have got to do ballot harvesting, because that's what Democrats are doing. And it's legal in most states. So again, I just want to hear Trump's plan. Those are just a couple, casual suggestions I have, just kind of thinking about it. But come on, there's people working in politics. You're saying you can't come up with a single plan? Trump should come out and say, I know there's going to be election interference. This is how we're going to solve it. I've never heard that from him. Again, it's one of my longest standing critiques of him, because we need a plan if we're going to take down Kamala Harris in November. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please go down below, comment, like, and subscribe, and watch another video.